everybody, PokeZonne101 here with another Wi-Fi battle versus Silvaze5. She requested a double battle, and so I decided to lead with my Aerodactyl and then Registeel. And I had absolutely no idea that she was going to use all Ubers, but I decided that it was a good way to train for upcoming battles, so I decided to stay in. And Mewtwo goes for a Focus Punch while Lugia goes for the Waterfall, and I thought that it was gonna make me faint, but I discovered that it didn't. So I went for Stone Edge because I have a Stab because I'm Rock type. It's a physical move, and Aerodactyl's physical attack is just beastly. And I think I have a Hard Rock, which makes Rock type moves even more effective. And then I went for a Shadow Claw for Mewtwo because it's just super effective. That's the only move that I could use. And then I went for Dragonite, predicting another Waterfall, and I knew that it wasn't going to do much. So I was going to go for the Ice Beam because Lugia is part Flying type. And basically my tactic for defeating Mewtwo was just spamming Shadow Claw, so that's the only tactic that I had. And I have the the Metronome on Dragonite, so I can keep spamming Ice Beam and it'll just do more damage each turn. And so Mewtwo's basically can't do anything unless it uses Earthquake, which doesn't do a lot. And because Shadow Claw usually hits, and it just keeps hitting. So Focus Punch is just dumb to use. I go for, I think, another Ice Beam on Lugia and another Shadow Claw on Mewtwo. And I didn't even know that. What really shocked me was that Mewtwo had Earthquake, which got me worried, but I knew that Registeel had a really high defense. So I knew that it wasn't going to do much. And then Ice Beam for the win on Lugia. Good game, Lugia. And Shadow Claw for Mewtwo. Good game, Mewtwo. And I have absolutely no idea what she was going to use because it could be anything from Jirachi, Celebi, Giratina, which she actually sends out, and that got me pretty nervous because that was basically her wall and extremely hard to defeat. I had almost nothing to work with it, and I actually didn't know that Giratina was part Ghost type, so I figured that my Pokemon weren't really going to be helped because their HP was low. So I went for the Explosion with Registeel, and I was so mad it didn't even do anything to Giratina. And then Draco Meteor on Dragonite was just an extreme threat to me because I also had Garchomp and a lot of other Pokemon that were resistant to that move. Okay, so Ho-Oh's HP was down low. That kind of made me happier. So I go out for Aerodactyl again, knowing that I was going to be faster. And then I went for my new Pokemon that I just got. It was actually a shiny Electivire, and it has pretty decent stats. So I decided to try it out, and I was planning on using Stab with Thunder to see how much damage I could get on Giratina, but it didn't really do a lot. Yeah, I didn't decide to put up rocks because it just really wasn't worth it with an Uber battle because anything could happen in just one turn. So I decided to leave them out. And so I go on Stone Edge for Ho-Oh, knowing that it would kill. And like I said, Thunder for Giratina, which barely did anything. And I was surprised that Giratina was faster than my Electivire because my Electivire had like 200 something, I think it was like 253 speed. And surprisingly, Aerodactyl lived the Draco Meteor, and Silvaze sends out her Arceus, that's a water. So I was pretty thankful that I had Electivire, and I go for the Thunderbolt, knowing that it would do a lot of damage with the stab, super effective, and so on. And so Giratina goes for the Draco Meteor, and I was actually kind of happy because its special attack and I think special defense, I'm not really sure, gets lowered. So I had my 2 Pokemon left, and she had 3, and so I had 2 moves that I was sure going to use because they were pretty decent moves. I used Crunch for Lucario because I knew they were super effective on Giratina, and Dragon, I don't even know the move. Dragon Rage, I think. Wait, no, it wasn't. I don't know. But whatever. So, Dragon Rush, that was it. So, I knew that Dragon Rush was a stab, which was definitely going to kill it. And so, that's good game Giratina. And I knew that Arceus wasn't a threat, so I decided to gang up on Dialga. Because the only 2 moves that Arceus had were Waterfall, which wasn't going to hurt me anytime soon. And basically Waterfall, yeah. That's all I knew. And so I used Close Combat for the stab, and it lives with like 12 HP, and then Dragon Rush finishes it off. She used Surf, which kind of got me nervous because Lucario had 24 HP to spare. Garchomp had like 60 something. Then I beat them.